The digital world is evolving at a breakneck pace. And you know what? So are the threats. But today, we're not just here to sound the alarm. We're here to hand you the response plan. We're going to walk through a real, concrete blueprint for security readiness, one that's built for the crazy challenges of 2025 and beyond.
Let's kick things off with an idea that really shapes everything we're about to talk about. Diagnosis without a treatment plan is malpractice. We've all heard the dire warnings about new cyber threats, right? But just pointing at the problem? That's not enough. So today, we're moving from diagnosis to action. We are laying out the treatment plan.
So here it is, our 6-part treatment plan. We'll start with the diagnosis, really getting a handle on this new era of threats. Then we'll jump into 4 specific prescriptions: fighting AI with AI, a whole new playbook for extortion, getting ready for quantum computers, and treating identity as the new security perimeter. And we'll wrap it all up with the mindset you absolutely need to make it all work: resilience.
Okay, let's dive into the diagnosis. And frankly, it's a tough one. We're living in an era of what you could call hyper-vulnerability. You know, the old walls and moats we built around our digital castles? They're just no match for what's gathering at the gates today.
This hyper-vulnerability is really being driven by 3 massive structural shifts. First, attackers are using agentic AI. These are autonomous programs that find and exploit our weaknesses at machine speed. Second, ransomware has evolved into this much nastier thing called triple extortion. And third, there's the quantum shadow, that looming threat of computers so powerful they could break all of today's encryption.
Yeah, modern extortion has moved way beyond just locking up your files. It's a 3-stage attack now. Step 1, that's the classic encryption we all know. But then comes Step 2. They exfiltrate or steal a copy of all your sensitive data. And the final blow, and this one is brutal, is Step 3, harassment. They don't just threaten to leak the data. They actively email your investors, your customers, your board members to destroy your reputation directly. It's a war on 3 fronts. And that leads us perfectly into the quantum shadow. This question right here gets to the absolute heart of the problem. Adversaries, especially nation-states, are collecting enormous amounts of encrypted data right now. They can't read it, not yet, but they're stockpiling it, betting that in a few years, a quantum computer will give them the master key to unlock everything. It's a strategy called harvest now, decrypt later.
So, with that diagnosis in mind, let's get to our first prescription. If attackers are using autonomous AI agents to hit us at machine speed, our defense has to match that speed. It's time to start fighting agents with agents.
And here's the crucial point. You can't fight a machine-speed enemy with human-speed defenses. The old way involved automated playbooks, sure, but they still needed a human analyst to look things over, to approve actions. That's just too slow now. The new way? It involves autonomous agent defenders that can triage threats and shut them down before a human even sees the alert. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, there are 3 key actions. First, you deploy these autonomous agents right in your security operations center to handle the flood of alerts. Second, you have to red team your own AIs. You have to run drills to see if an attacker could trick your customer service bot into giving up sensitive info. And third, you have to lock down all your non-human identities, think API keys and service accounts, with the same seriousness you'd use for your CEO's password.
All right, on to our second prescription. This one tackles that nasty triple extortion problem head on. For years, the answer to ransomware was always, just restore from backup. But as we're about to see, that's just not a complete solution anymore. Not even close. So why aren't backups enough? Because they only solve 1/3 of the problem. Get this, backups can restore your encrypted files, sure, but they do absolutely nothing about the data that was stolen, and they do nothing about the reputational harassment that's about to kick off. You're only solving 33% of the crisis. And this brings us to probably the most powerful yet so often overlooked defense there is. The best way to reduce an attacker's leverage is to simply have less data for them to steal in the first place. It's just that simple.
So the modern anti-extortion playbook has 3 key parts. First, you've got to purge your dark data. All that old, forgotten information, outdated customer records, things like that. If you don't need it, get rid of it. Second, run a PR fire drill. Get your legal, comms, and HR teams in a room and simulate the harassment phase. Draft the press release now, not in the middle of a crisis. And third, make sure your most critical backups are on immutable storage. Write once, read many. So they literally can't be deleted, not even by your own admins.
Let's move on to prescription number 3, getting ready for the quantum future.
This is all about defending against that harvest now, decrypt later threat we talked about. The secrets you have today are absolutely at risk from the computers of tomorrow.
So here's the formal definition, but the concept is as simple as it is terrifying. An adversary just vacuums up all your encrypted data, your emails, your IP, your financials, and just sits on it, waiting for the technology to catch up and crack it all wide open. So what's the solution? The good news is we don't have to wait for quantum computers to show up to defend against them. The answer is something called hybrid key exchange. You basically combine a classical encryption algorithm, a trusted, heavy-duty lock we use today, with a new quantum-resistant algorithm. It gives you the best of both worlds, proven protection for right now and future-proof protection for tomorrow. Our fourth and final prescription. This one represents a fundamental shift in how we think about security. For decades, we tried to protect the network. Now, we finally understand that in a world of cloud and remote work, identity is the only perimeter that truly matters.
Think of it this way. The old VPN model was like giving someone a key to the entire office building. Once they're inside, they can wander anywhere they want. Zero Trust Network Access, or ZTNA, is like giving them a key that only opens a single door, to a single office, for a single task. If their key gets stolen, the damage is contained to just that one room, not the whole building.
And a huge part of Zero Trust is ending the era of standing admin rights. I mean, nobody should have administrator access 24/7. With just-in-time privilege, a developer or an admin checks out those elevated rights for a specific window, let's say 2 hours, to do a task. And when the time is up, boom, the access is automatically revoked. This just eliminates a massive area of risk.
We've covered the tools, we've covered the tactics. But honestly, none of them matter without the right culture. This isn't about a one-time fix. It's about a whole new lifestyle for the organization. It's about engineering resilience right into your DNA.
This quote just captures the shift in philosophy perfectly. The old mindset was all about prevention at all costs, building an impenetrable wall. But the new, resilient mindset accepts that breaches are going to happen. The goal isn't to build a higher wall, it's to build a more seaworthy ship, one that can take a hit, contain the damage, and just keep sailing forward.
So we'll end with this question for you to really think about. Take a hard look at your own security posture, your culture, and your strategy. Are you spending all your time and resources trying to build a perfect, unbreakable wall, just hoping it's high enough? Or are you engineering a resilient ship, one that's ready to navigate the inevitable storms of the digital frontier? That choice is what's going to define your readiness for 2025 and all the years that follow.